Welcome to UK Briefing. The content of the briefing includes: I'm a Conservative who wants the Tories to lose the next election, and I'm not alone. Princess Beatrice, my family endures its struggles with joy. Warehouse worker obsessed with Dunblane shooting planned school attack, court hears. Sala Braverman warns of hurricane of migrants. Electric taxis 2028 target ditched by ministers. I'm a Conservative who wants the Tories to lose the next election, and I'm not alone. Telegraph. The Conservative Party is facing growing disillusionment and disunity among its members and supporters, according to an op-ed in The Telegraph. The author argues that the party has repeatedly failed to deliver on key promises, such as reducing immigration, and has instead pursued policies that contradict its traditional values. The article also criticizes the government's handling of the NHS and its response to the COVID-19 pandemic, arguing that the health system is in a state of collapse and that the government has failed to take decisive action. The author concludes by calling for a period of soul-searching within the Conservative Party and suggests that a period in opposition may be necessary for the party to rediscover its purpose and values. The op-ed highlights a growing sense of disillusionment among the Conservative Party's traditional supporters. The author argues that many members and supporters feel that the party has abandoned its core values and has failed to deliver on key promises. This disillusionment is reflected in recent by-election results, where the Conservative Party has struggled to secure victory, and in the growing number of members and supporters who are refusing to vote for the party. The article also criticizes the government's handling of the NHS and its response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The author argues that the health system is in a state of collapse and that the government has failed to take decisive action to address the crisis. This failure has further eroded trust in the party and its ability to govern effectively. Overall, the op-ed argues that a period of soul-searching and renewal is needed within the Conservative Party. It suggests that a period in opposition may be necessary for the party to rediscover its purpose and values. The author concludes by expressing hope that a defeat at the next general election could lead to a realignment of the party and the rise of new leaders who embody the principles and values of traditional conservatism. Princess Beatrice, my family endures its struggles with joy. Telegraph. Princess Beatrice discussed her family's humor and joy in dealing with dyslexia during a podcast interview with Kate Griggs, founder and CEO of Made by Dyslexia. The princess, who has been patron of the charity for more than a decade, praised her mother, the Duchess of York, for her joyful and self-deprecating attitude towards the condition. Beatrice, who was diagnosed with dyslexia at the age of 7, said she was proud to speak openly about the condition and hoped her story might help others. Dyslexia affects 1 in 10 people in the UK. Warehouse worker obsessed with Dunblane shooting planned school attack, court hears. Telegraph. A warehouse worker in the UK has been accused of plotting a hitman-style attack on his former teacher and classmates. Reid Wishyuzan is alleged to have built an armory in his home, which contained pistols, submachine guns, bombs, grenades, and poison. Police officers shot him 3 times when he pointed a handgun at them during a search of his home. Wishyuzan allegedly had a macabre interest in infamous killers and had developed a revenge plan to kill 10 people at his old school before attacking the police headquarters. Sala Braverman warns of hurricane of migrants. Financial Times. UK Home Secretary Sala Braverman has warned that a hurricane of migrants is threatening to enter the country. In a speech to Conservative activists, Braverman claimed that immigration into the UK would become uncontrolled and unmanageable without the Tories in government. The Home Secretary is among several ministers vying to position themselves as future leaders as the Conservatives head into a tough re-election battle. Braverman stated that the government would soon begin closing down asylum hotels, where thousands of people are currently housed due to a backlog of applications. Electric taxis 2028 target ditched by ministers. BBC. The Welsh Government has abandoned its target to make all taxis in Wales electric by 2028. Instead, it plans to replace petrol and diesel taxis in line with the rest of the car market. The decision comes after Rishi Sunak announced a ban on selling new petrol and diesel cars last month. Currently, fewer than 1% of taxis in Wales have zero-emission engines. Transport Minister Lee Waters cited challenges such as the cost of buying electric vehicles and the availability of charging infrastructure as reasons for not moving faster than the rest of the UK. The Welsh Conservatives criticised the government for its inaction on the issue. Patients raise concerns as heart clinics cancelled. BBC. Health provider Manx Care has reinstated appointments for cardiology patients after initially informing them of a year-long wait. The decision to cancel and rearrange the sessions for 2024 due to a lack of consultants had caused anger among patients. Manx Care has apologized for the cancellations and said it hoped patients would be reassured by the reinstated clinics. The healthcare provider has asked patients who were scheduled for the clinics next week to now attend, and those who had their appointments cancelled this week will have them rearranged as soon as possible. Chinese company poised to steal Tesla's crown as world's biggest electric vehicle maker. Telegraph. Chinese electric car maker BYD is closing in on Tesla as the world's biggest electric car manufacturer. In the third quarter of 2021, BYD sold 431,603 vehicles, just 3,456 fewer than Tesla's 435,059. BYD has been able to undercut European and American companies due to massive state support and China's dominance in battery production. The company's sales rose 23% from the previous quarter, while Tesla's fell by 7%. BYD is expected to surpass Tesla in battery-only cars later this year. Tesla blamed slower manufacturing for its lower-than-expected delivery numbers in Q3 and has repeatedly cut prices this year. What to know about the spy trial of Cameron Ortiz? BBC. The trial has begun for Cameron Ortiz, a civilian member of Canada's National Police Force who was arrested 4 years ago on charges of leaking top-secret intelligence. Ortiz, who had access to highly sensitive domestic and foreign intelligence, has been charged with several offences under the country's national security laws. The trial is expected to be precedent-setting and may determine how Canada prosecutes espionage cases in the future. Ortiz has pleaded not guilty to the charges. If convicted, he could face up to 30 years in jail. The trial is expected to last several weeks in Ottawa. The tragic death behind uplifting trans drama 20,000 Species of Bees. The Guardian. Spanish director Estibaliz Arezzola Saliguiran was inspired to make her debut film, 20,000 Species of Bees, after reading about the suicide of a 16-year-old trans boy in the Basque Country. She was struck by the hopeful note that the teenager left behind, imagining a kinder, more accepting world. Saliguiran wanted to create a film that would offer a positive and uplifting portrayal of transgender characters, rather than focusing on their struggles or making them a problem for their families. The film tells the story of an 8-year-old trans girl named Lucia, played by 9-year-old Sofia Otero, and her journey to self-acceptance over the course of a summer. Saliguiran conducted interviews with trans children and their families to inform her writing, and the film also explores the perspectives of Lucia's mother and grandmother. Saliguiran was adamant about casting trans girls for the role of Lucia and held auditions specifically for trans and cis girls, ultimately choosing Otero after initially passing her over. 20,000 Species of Bees premiered at the Berlin Film Festival earlier this year, where Otero won the Silver Bear Award for Best Actress, becoming the youngest ever winner of the award. The film has been praised for its compassionate portrayal of trans issues and its intimate and realistic depiction of family relationships. Saliguiran has been compared to directors Ken Loach and the Dardenne brothers for her humanity and humane gaze. 20,000 Species of Bees is set to be released in the UK on October 27. Michael Gove labels Sir Keir Starmer the jellyfish of politics. Telegraph. Michael Gove, the UK's Levelling Up Secretary, has criticised Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer in his Conservative Party conference speech, calling him the jellyfish of British politics. Gove accused Starmer of being transparent, spineless and swept along by the tide due to his changing stance on Brexit. Gove also praised the Conservative Party's record and vowed to fight for the country's future. He stated that the government is on track to build 1 million new homes but acknowledged the need for many more. Gove pledged to build affordable homes in urban areas and on brownfield land while resisting Labour's proposals to build on the Green Belt. Well, my dear viewers, it seems that the Conservative Party is facing a bit of a crisis. According to an op-ed in The Telegraph, there is growing disillusionment and disunity among its members and supporters. The author argues that the party has failed to deliver on key promises and has pursued policies that contradict its traditional values. Ouch! That must sting for the Tories. And it's not just the supporters who are fed up. Recent by-election results have shown that the Conservative Party is struggling to secure victory, and more members and supporters are refusing to vote for them. It seems like they've lost their way and their base is not happy about it. But it's not just about broken promises and lost values. The article also criticizes the government's handling of the NHS and the COVID-19 pandemic. The author argues that the health system is in a state of collapse and that the government has failed to take decisive action. That's a serious accusation, my friends. Overall, the op-ed suggests that a period of soul-searching and renewal is needed within the Conservative Party. It even goes as far as saying that a defeat at the next general election could be a good thing, as it may lead to a realignment of the party and the rise of new leaders who embody the principles and values of traditional conservatism. Well, it seems like the Tories are in quite a pickle. But what do you think, dear viewers? Do you agree with the op-ed? Are you a disillusioned conservative supporter? Or do you think the party is doing just fine? I'm all ears, so let's hear your thoughts. What say you? Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.